Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of Nanatsu no Taizai, or you call it the 7 Deadly Sins, on chapter 277. Now, this chapter right here, well, looks like things just hit the fan, and things are about to get a lot worse than it has to be. I could care less of what people say. Thanks a lot, Tarmio. If you guys read last week's chapter, you will understand that guy, Mother, you're supposed to do one job! Okay, aside from me ranting on like an idiot, let's get this recap started. We have to it that Mal ends up taking Derrie's commandment and absorbs it into him. And we see to it that Sario goes like, wait, stop, if you take any more commandments, you won't be yourself any longer. And we have to it that Tarmiel tries to stop him too, but it was too late. He absorbs it into his body, and we see a flashback of a blinding light of freaking Derriere. We have to it that she gets a flashback of her life having to talk to Mons Piet, about Anarch and Zeno trying to execute the goddess captives, and Meliodas killed them both and tried to escape the demon world together with them. And we see to it that Derriere was really upset about this and wants to kill him, And of course, that's why Monspe and Derriere decides to go after Meliodas. After Monspe asking him, what do you think about us following after Meliodas' lead? But Derriere declines, and we see to it that Derriere has life flashes before her, and she ends up having to pass away. This is where Elizabeth says, rest in peace, Derriere. For now, leave the rest to me. I swear, I will not let your feelings amount to naught. Both this holy war and Mal, I'll stop them both. Just you watch, okay? And even Elizabeth says, I'm going to save you, Mal. Don't worry. Meliodas. And we see to it that Hawk asks Elizabeth, hey, do you know what's happening in that weird oval ball of light? And we see to it Elizabeth explains to Hawk it seems like it's almost like a cocoon. Even in spite of his body rejecting the commandments, he's trying to fuse the fourth one into himself. So yeah, it's like if you guys read the chapter and look at the picture carefully, it's like the same cocoon that the evil Meliodas was in, like trying to absorb the commandments, and so far they're not rejecting him. But as for Mel, he is trying to absorb it into himself. As for Sadio, it looks like to me he's disintegrating and is about to die pretty much. As Tarmio tries to tell him to hang on, but we have to it that freaking Sario chastises or freaking scolds Tarmio for what the hell were you doing, We had him captive and he used up all your power and you end up having to stop. What's wrong with you? But Tarmio's like, I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I'm like, don't tell me your freaking excuses, man. I could care less if tears is going down your face. You let him go. You had the chance to save your friend, but you go like, you know what? I can't do this. You're foolish. I don't care if you're an archangel or whatever your excuse is. If you have a chance to save your friend, then you should do it. But aside from that, Sadio tells Tarmio this was our only chance to help and stop Mel. Now, neither the darkness nor light will work against Mel anymore. The only thing that might stand up against him is now a fairy or giant or even a human. But the fairy king is exhausted and he's out cold. Even if he was to be healed, he wouldn't have enough power to even defeat him. And the one who's responsible for Mel's well-being is Gother himself. The possibility of beating him might give us a chance, but I don't see that happening right now because this Gother is very different from the one that's cold-blooded, unfeeling Gother of the Ten Commandments. And we see to it that Sarigo is really upset to see to it that Mal is no longer the person we know, and now he's turning into something that he's turning into a freaking demon of something else that we can never go against him now. And we have to that Charmant screams at Mel, please think back, remember how you were back then, how kind and gentle you were, but it was too late. A blast ends up hitting Tarmio, and it looks like he got disintegrated and dies, and possibly Tarmio too. Sario too, And we see to it that a bunch of blasts is like blowing up right now, and we see to it that I guess like seeing at the cocoon right now, it looks like it's blowing up, and because it's firing down a lot of projectiles. And we see to it that that Gother tells Hawk to take care of King, and Gother explains that it's really my fault. I really am sorry. Except Hawk tells him, I don't know what you're talking about, but don't sweat it. It's just another day, another scrap to us. Because of like Hawk's words, we had to that Gother sacrifices his arm, which disintegrated itself. Says like, I thought just by sacrificing myself I could resolve all this, but his anger, his rage could not be quelled, and at this rate things are going to become more disastrous. And therefore Gother is getting ready to actually fight Mal with everything he's got. He says he's going to fight him to protect his friends no matter what. And the next chapter is called Rise Up Against Despair. And we have to it that Gother gets ready to fight Mal, even though he's in that cocoon whatsoever. So, I don't know what Gother has in mind, but one thing for sure I will say is that if you remember correctly many chapters ago, or how many months it has been on that chapter, when Merlin was repairing Gother's body, we had to it that Gother did ask Merlin to like give him something in return in order to like fight something that is to come. Maybe that will come into play. You guys may not remember, but I would tell you this. Merlin, when she was repairing Gother's body, Gother had a request to Merlin to do something for him. And that's what shocks the hell out of Merlin, you know, etc. Now that, I believe that's going to come into play. Hopefully. I hope, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But one thing for sure, overall summary, Mal ends up absorbing another commandment. Deria ends up having a flashback of her life before she dies. And Mal is already into a cocoon, and his body is already starting to blow up right now. So I do not know what's really going to happen. But one thing for sure, Mal needs to be stopped. He's no longer the person we know, as Sario mentions, and because of Tario's biggest screw up whatsoever. So I don't know what, like I said, and repeating myself again, I do not know what's bound to happen, but it looks like Gother is about to make a giant leap of sacrifice. So if he dies, he dies. That will suck really badly. So until then, I will see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Choo-choo-doo!